Hello, traders. I hope you're having a nice weekend, but it is time to look at the charts for the next week, what we are expecting, what are the different support and resistance levels that we have and we have created over the last week. In today's video, I will be going in depth into the monthly, weekly, and the daily chart. So the video is going to be a bit long. So stay till the end of the video so that you get a very good understanding as to where the week is leading to. If you like the content of the video, please like, comment, and share on the video. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe and click on the notification icon. So on Friday during a pre-market call, we were looking at the 26.25 line, and once that broke down, we were expecting it to come down to 13. And once that broke down, then our next target was in the 89 area. And after that, there was just a free fall. We broke down this bottom line of the channel at the 6465 area, and then finally came to the midpoint of the last month at 5395. So at this point of time, we are below this particular line. We are below this particular channel line, and this is the second time that it is happening. Now we will have to see if the bears who might have sold here, if they were holding their shorts here, they might have sold again, and they have come out of their shorts at the 50% line of this particular month. That is a very high possibility, but then we will have to see if they are strong right now, if they're holding this line, or they are getting above the low of July and trying to get to the higher levels back again. But on the monthly chart, I would like to see that the price is getting above the 6.4 level. But it is also highly possible that we get up to this 5.464 line once again and start getting rejected from there. This is the monthly chart. We are just on the 8th day of the month. The month has just begun. It is just 1 week. So this may also be a false breakout. But if it goes above this 5.365 area and starts holding it, mostly we will get back to the 5.494 to the 5,500 area. And if we can cross above 5,500 and start holding the 5502 to the 04 area, then we will come to the 5510 to 11. But if the bulls are strong enough at that point and we can get above that 5526.25 area, once again we can get to that 5540, 5555, and then the 5560 and the 65 lines respectively. On the downside, if we are breaking down this 5394 area, we will come to this 5364, 67 to 64 area. And after that, we can see the 5320 area and then come down to the 5200 area. So what is happening here? Currently, we are in a trading range on the monthly chart, right? So when we are in a trading range on a higher time frame, we can get very good trend trades in the lower time frames in a 5-minute chart, in a 1-hour chart, all those things, right? But we do have a very nice double top here, and after that, the price has come down. So as of now, if we are holding this low of July, if we are holding this 5464 line, there is still a possibility that the price will start coming down once we break down this 5394 level, which incidentally is also the 5 EMA on this particular monthly chart. Now, the last thing to observe on the monthly chart is that the last month, the ATR, the 4-month ATR stopped at 405 points. We have moved around 275 points till now on the downside on the monthly chart. So based on the ATR, there is still room for the market on the monthly chart to move to the downside. The last observation on the monthly chart, based on if this bar is a trading range bar, then if we are drawing our FIB tool from the top of the last month to the bottom of the last month, we see that the 33% of this particular bar is at 5301. So this is one area where bulls might be present again in this whole area, based on the monthly charts FIB levels. So the price may actually come down till here, and then we may see some relief bounce on the bullish side. So that is all we have on the monthly chart right now. Let us move on to the weekly chart. Now let us see what happened on the weekly chart. On the weekly chart, we had these two strong bars above the 20 EMA of the weekly. We had the EMA gap bar created right here. After the EMA gap bar created, we got another pretty strong week on the upside. But last week actually broke down the gap bars low, and we have closed below the EMA once again. Now we will have to see if the price is holding below this weekly EMA at the 542526 level. And if we keep coming down, mostly on the weekly chart, we will come and hit this 5385. We may come to this bounce area at 5373, and finally we may come to this 5330 area. If the weekly bar wants to come and touch this bottom trend line, then that will happen somewhere at the 5243 area. Let us now take a look at the weekly ATR. The weekly ATR closed at 200 points. So if we are getting down 200 points from the close of this weekly bar, then we will come somewhere around the 5218 to the 5219 area. And below that the price may touch the weekly trend line at 5217. So what I'll do at this point of time, I will keep a box right here between 5217 and 19. If we can get above the weekly 20 EMA, the first resistance line will be around this 5433 or the 34 area. This has been a very good resistance line on Friday as well. And if we get above that, the next point of resistance will be found at the 5455 level based on the weekly chart. And then we can get inside this previous gap area as well, and we can continue up to 548889 as well. But if we can get above this 5500 line, our next resistance will be somewhere in the 5521 area. If we can get above that 5121 area, the next level will be at 5534, followed by the 5543 to the 46 area. And then finally, we can come up to the 5560 to the 62 area on the upside. Now again, after these strong four bull bars, if this now, after the strong four bull bars, if this was just another pullback and we want to go up 200 points from here, then we can go above this 5560 areas, and we will actually go and hit the 5617 area to the upside once again. However, looking at the weekly chart, we can see that we had a double bottom right here. We went back up after the double bottom happened, but we could not create or hold the new high. We did a double top right there. We have broken this double bottom and we are coming down now. This was the first leg down for the bears. Now maybe the bears are trying a second leg down at this point. However, if we are getting a measured move of this whole move to the downside, then we can actually break down this whole weekly level and we will come down to the 50-57 area, which will actually bring us to this particular bull flag that was created and has acted as a support at this point. So that's all we have on the weekly chart right now. Let us now move on to the daily chart. Looking at the daily chart, it really looks bearish at this point. So if we look at it, we had a tight trading range here. After the tight trading range, we came back to the EMA and we broke the daily EMA right here, right, which was at 5563 at that point. And then we tried to get above the daily EMA multiple times, but we failed, and then we got this strong leg down. But if you notice that this has been in the same leg, so even if there is a pullback, I am expecting that the price will get another leg down. And if we are looking for a measured move of this trading range, I will say that that particular measured move has already been done. So if it's the trading range, the measured move was already done by the end of this particular candle, which happened at the 5491 level, and then we bounced from there. But we got down from there again, and we are at this 5396 level, where we bounced based on the high of this particular candle. This was the breakout area. So this may be the breakout test that happened, and we might start to get going up once again. However, at this point of time, I will keep this expanding triangle lines extended as we go up. These trend lines may actually work as an area of resistance. Especially, I will be looking that if the price goes up again tomorrow and we come to this 5526 area, this will be another area where the price may get rejected again, just like we did on Friday. However, while the price was going up, this was the EMA gap bar that got created, and at this point of time, I will keep a line here as well. This will also work as resistance in the 5440 area on the daily chart. So if we are breaking down this 5394 area tomorrow, the next target area may be the 5386, and once we break down this 5386 area, we will come to this 5374 to the 68 area once again. Below that, we might find support in the 5343. Oh, and by the way, this is the micro gap that we have on the daily chart. If we break this down, we will come to this 5359 area, followed by this 5343, and then we can come down to this 5320 to the 18 line as well. This is the trend line that we have. This is the previous bearish trend line that we have that we are breaking out. So if the price wants to come and visit this particular trend line, that will happen at the 5331, the 30 to the 31 level. So if you can see a bounce there, you will know that it is bouncing because of this particular trend line that we have on the daily chart. But if we keep coming down, the next target on the daily chart may be this 5247 area or this low again. There will be support and resistance present in this area, but those will be visible only in the lower time frames. The 4-day ATR that we have on the daily chart is right now at 102 points. We closed at 5404. So if the price keeps coming down with this kind of a momentum, then another 100 points drop to the 5304 area can be very easily achievable by the bears. But we will have to keep looking at all these support lines, especially this 70 area that where we have the micro gap. We will have to make sure that we are not breaking that down, or we may find support in this particular trend line as well. If the price is going up, I would first like to see that it is taking out this particular line at 5440. This will be a strong area of resistance. Along with that, we have this particular trend line also here. But if we keep starting going up from here, we can get to the 5482 line. I will put those areas here at this point. We can come to the 548 1.25 line, and then we will see if we can get to the 5493 to the 94 area. If we get above that, we can come to the 5502 to the 06 area, and then we can revisit this box and then see what we are doing at this trend line. Now, if we start going up from here, and then we are targeting 100 points for Monday, which I do not think is a very feasible option. But you never know, if the market goes up, then it can even go up to the 5500 or the 5505 level based on the daily chart. Now, if we look at the ETH 4-hour chart, we'll see this was the first leg down, and then we had a consolidation area again, which again broke down and we came down to the bottom. Now, if we look at this wedge, we have the first touch, we have the second touch, we have the third touch. And for continuation to the downside, I want to see that the price is getting below this 5390 level. I want to see the price stay in this area and then break down sometime in the morning below this particular wedge line. And then we can find that if we are continuing to go downstairs from here, the next support at the 4-hour chart happens between the 5330 to the 5320 area. And if you see, this area has been a very good support. This was the breakout area, and then we came back and retested the breakout area and started going up. So this will be another very good area of support for the bulls. Even prior to that, now that we are at these levels, I would like to mark this 5352 level as well, which has worked as a pretty good area of support. And even then, it will not be that exact line. I would actually like to keep this box here and mark this as a buy zone. Based on that, we had the first leg down, we had the second leg down, we had the third leg down. So that these are the three major legs that we see. Or if you're looking at it in a different way, this was the first leg down, this was the second leg down, which are the major legs. And then we can expect another leg down as well. However, some computers will also see it as the first leg down. This was the second leg down, and then we broke down the second leg and got the third and the fourth leg down as well. So based on these movements, there can be some bullish pullbacks to the upside based on the 4-hour chart. But then we have to remember that there is bearish momentum in the market. If these lines break down, then I will not be looking to buy again as long as I do not see that price is coming and sitting above this particular wedge line and is holding that. And then we are getting above the close of this particular 4-hour chart, which was also the close of Friday at 5403, and we keep going up. Then we can see the price will try to come back to these boxes here in the 5450, the 5446 area. Above that, we can come and test the 5463 line, and then we can test somewhere between 5463 and the 72. And then we will have to see if we are going up deep inside this bear flag bar that we had. So for that, we will have to wait overnight and see how the overnight bars have behaved, especially on the 4-hour and the 1-hour chart. The daily EMAs and the weekly and the monthly EMAs are not going to change overnight. So we will have to see if the price moves sideways overnight and then it is trying to break down this 5390 area and then come and hit this trend line again. Now we will have to see when this trend line is getting hit. But once the trend line gets hit, because we have found bulls below this trend line once, twice, and there's the third time, the fourth time also, we may find bulls in that exact area. And from there, we may actually bounce around 20-30 points again. If the price wants to go up, we do not know at what point of time, but if it wants to go up, then this particular trend line will also act as a very good area of resistance. We will have to see if we are getting rejected on any of the 4-hour candles. If we are getting rejected from this particular trend line, the price may want to keep on coming down, primarily based on the fact that we are in a bearish trend at this point. One more noticeable thing on the 4-hour chart is that this was the 4-hour mother bar that we had. If you see, this particular 4-hour candle actually completed that 1:1 of that particular mother bar. But then we had a follow through, which is pretty bearish, right? Now at this point of time, this 5422.75 or this whole 5418 to the 21 area can act as a very good area of resistance as well. So looking at the 1-hour chart, we can see that we have multiple trend lines right here. If the price is able to get above this 5440 area, which will cover this trend line as well as this trend line, then mostly we will come to this consolidation zone on the 1-hour chart, which is between 62 and 52, these 10-point areas. And if we are breaking out of that, we may come and retest this particular trend line right here if we get above this 5470 area. However, on the downside, if we are taking out this 5395 area, this is another balance zone that we have on the 1-hour chart between 5377 and 5360. Below that, we can come down to 5352, 5331, 5319 to the 18 area. So these are the different levels of support that we have have on the 1 hour chart on the downside. We will also keep in mind that there is this particular line that is forming. This can also form a micro wedge on the 1 hour chart, and then we can bounce from there. Now let us take a look at the 5-minute chart that we have. On the 5-minute chart, the first thing that draws my attention is this particular trend line. These are the different higher lows that we could not take out. However, if you see towards the end of the day, there was a big move that went up, and we have gapped up right now. So now we will have to see whether we are keeping these gaps open. But again, as I said, we will have to take this higher lows out if the bulls want to go up. And then the first area of solid resistance will be this 5434 area, followed by this 5448 to the 5436 area, which was supposed to be a very strong area of support. But we broke that down and immediately converted into a trading range, but the trading range got broken down again. But at this point of time, it seems that the price wants to go sideways some more time and stay within this trading range. If we are getting above this box, then we will come and hit this 200 EMA as well. Also, we have the 1 hour EMA right here. So if we see that the price is moving overnight in a sideways fashion for the whole night, then there is a chance it will come and hit this 1 hour EMA when we open up in the morning, right? Or that can happen even prior to that. This will be also very good area of resistance at 5457. If you see, we got rejected from there multiple times. We went up, we could not hold it, and after that, if we are going above this 5457 area, the next area of resistance will be 5468, followed by this 5473 to the 72 area, and then we can come up to this 5489 to the 92 area, which I was expecting even at the beginning of Friday, but that did not happen. And then we can get another very good down leg from there. But if we keep going up from there, maybe we will cross above the 5500 and keep going up once again. Now on the 5-minute chart, if we are breaking this particular consolidation area, the next support will be in the 5386 to the 5384 area. And once we break down from there, we will come to somewhere between 5380 and 74. Now, if we have come down till here, there is a bottom ledge that is here. This will work as a magnet in the 5370 area, but it may work as a very good bounce area also. However, if we break this down, then we will get to 5367. The next support will be at 5360 to the 56 area, followed by the 5351, the 5344, and then we have the levels subsequently on the downside. So that is all I have now from the analysis perspective. We will come back in the morning again at 8:45 a.m. EST. To create the pre-market plan, we will decide which are the possible directions, what are the important levels, which if the price breaks, it can go higher and go down, and we will follow the plan after the market has opened up. If you want to join that call, the link to the Google Meet is given in the description below. Along with that, you will also find the link to our Facebook and our free Discord server. You are very welcome to join there. You will also find the links to all these charts that we have been discussing in the description below. I will stop the video here tonight, and I'll see you guys again tomorrow morning. Have a great rest of the night, everyone. Bye.